I am absolutely drenched with sweat. It is so hot out here, but I just got back from the dealer and I just got done unloading my new motorcycle. I'm trying to make it all dramatic and everything here for YouTube, keep it all intense, but obviously from the thumbnail and the title, you guys know what it is. It's a Honda XR150L. And as you can see, I picked up the black one, which I think is gorgeous. They had the white one there as well, but I was holding out for the black one, which I don't know, I personally love. But I know a lot of you are asking, yo, why did I get a Honda XR150L? I've had multiple 300Ls, a DR650, Himalayans, Africa Twin, KTM 890, now riding the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro. Why the heck do I need a tiny basic bike like this? That honestly sums it up. Tiny, basic, simple, it's cheap. I don't care if I don't put a bunch of miles on it or I ride it every week, right? The Triumph is my main bike, but having something little like this just sitting there, flickable, capable, throw in the back of the truck, that's why I have it. But what I want to do right now is go on my absolute first ride and give you guys my first impressions of this bike. I never test rode one of these, swung my leg over it a couple times, watched tons of great videos on YouTube. There's tons of them out there, right? But again, I watched many of those, so this is my first true raw impressions. You all know my ride style, and again, I just told you the bikes I've ridden, so I'll talk a lot about that as well. But this is going to be my raw first impressions. We'll do some road and then some off-road and see if it was worth the money. Now let me tell you, just getting on this right here and swinging a leg over it, I mean, I'm flat-footed perfectly fine. My height is right at, I'd say, 5'11". I like to claim 6 feet, but I can flat-foot this fine. The bike can sit right in between me. Again, you all know I'm used to very big ADV bikes, so this is very, very manageable. It doesn't feel tiny. I'll tell you what it does, is it is quiet. Like, can you guys even hear it? Holy smokes, I love it. Let me make sure I got the fuel on here. Carb. I love. Wait, whoopsie doopsie. Let's give it another. No. What are we doing? Guess she wants to warm up a little bit. Listen. Ah, she's so quiet, which I love, right? Because you're out in the woods. You don't want this loud bike with you. All right, so here we go, our first ride on the 2023 XR150L. We're kicking off on a road here that is about 45 miles per hour. Let me tell you what, I feel perfectly planted and fine on this bike. Now, yeah, it does feel a little smaller. Again, me being, let's go with right at 6 feet again, right? I am definitely on top of this bike. It's 300L type style, dirt bike style, right? Dual sport style. So you know what you're getting into. You do feel like you're on it. That wind is right on you, but you're not zipping. You're not going crazy fast. So that wind isn't really tearing you off the bike. It feels nice. The bars, I would say, are the one thing that feel a little low for me. I feel like my hands are going down. So I'll probably slap on some, you know, just regular old cheap bar risers just to pull them up a little bit, and I think it'll be perfect. And that also goes with standing up on it. So if I stand up on it here, that you guys can see, it's plenty fine. I could get by like this, but I do feel it kind of straining on my shoulders, and I'm pulling on my shoulders whenever I'm standing up. And we don't want that when we're off-road, which we're about to get up here. And I'm going to do my standard off-road route that I do with all of my bikes. You all, oh, my blinker's still on here. Whoopsie daisy. I'm so used to my Triumph has auto cancellation turn signals. So did, I believe, the KTM and the Africa Twin. So again, getting used to this basic core type stuff is going to take me a minute to get used to. I'm used to all the tech and all the bells and whistles. But what we're going to do here is my basic loop I do on all of my new motorcycles. I've done on Africa Twin, KTM, 300Ls, my Triumph, and we're going to do it on this guy here as well and see how it handles on road so far. Basic, just kicking around town. I'm loving it. Really nice. But here is our first off-road bit here. Let's let that, now we got it. We got it. Okay. So here we go for our first. Now, last time I was out on this trail, there was a snake. A poisonous snake, some people said. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be the hardest thing for me, is getting used to the core aspect of this bike. I'm trying to go down there in quick shift. Okay, so we're flooded out still. Oh man, we had some wicked rain yesterday. All right, so heck, guess I'm not gonna go straight through it, because you never know how deep those are. But yipsy daisy, let's get around it here. Okay, steady with me. I just quick shifted. I'm telling you guys, that's gonna be the hardest bit for me, is oh, hold on a second, let me get right back with you. Yeah. Oh dear, that's deep. That's deep. Let me downshift a bit here. Okay, not bad. Look at that. That's what makes this bike great. Oh my goodness. Okay, which way do we go? I gotta watch. You know, the thing that scares me about, well, number one, these are so deep and this is so soft, hence the reason I don't drive around them. I don't know why there's footprints out here. Kind of weird. But snakes. Let's go this way. Okay. Oh, yes. Gosh, I can tell you already, this thing is super fun. It's so, again, for someone like me, coming from a big ADV bike, and that's my main, right? I love my big ADV bikes. But something like this, just a weekend kick around type bike, right? I've always gotten other bikes and I've treated them like my bigger bikes. This is that tiny kick around bike. And just right now, like, holy smokes. It's so fun. Okay, this is where that snake was last time. Let me kick my visor up. It's getting a little hot. Okay. Okay, hopefully no snakes. And we're just gonna slide around here. Oh, okay, little dipsy. We'll go around this one. I'm not even gonna look for a snake there, because I don't want to see one. Golly, these puddles are so big from that storm the other day. Oh, what gear am I in? I'm not sure. I wish there was a gear indicator. I do wish there was a gear indicator. All we got is that neutral. All right, we're just gonna go through that. Okay. We'll go right around this one. Oh dear. What do we got here? Okay. All right. Oh, I'm getting wet. The bike's getting wet. She's handling great though. I love it so far. Okay. No snakes? We're clear? I hope so. Man, it's been going through these ruts in this sand. Now we're going to be going through a lot more sand coming up here, and we'll really be able to get a feel for that as well. Deer, I guess the middle. Nope, straight through. Okay, there we go. It's amazing how great this thing is handling. Like, get out of here. No way. And it's so easy to handle that you can correct any mishaps that you feel coming. You're dipping into that sand, you feel it squirming out on you. It's so low, it's so light. Of course, a lot of this is gonna depend on a little bit of experience and your strength and height. Okay, there goes that one. Whew. Dodging these puddles. Again, I know a lot of you's like, why don't I just go straight through them? But as I've stated in my previous rides, is this water, the water in these puddles is in here a lot, so they get pretty soggy down there. I don't want to get stuck. Of course, this bike will be very easy to get out of there. I say very, you know, but it won't be fun by any means. Okay, so here we go, some sand. Now, let me stop here for a second. I want to show you guys something. It just sunk all the way in right there. These tires are amazing. The stock tires, they were great on the little bit of road we just did. This off-road right here, I didn't catch myself slipping much. Very nice. The brakes, I caught some nice grip on. But the one thing I really wanted to point out here to you guys is I did take the rubber off these instantly. So if you plan on doing any kind of off-road like this, take these off, like, no questions about it. As far as preventing vibration, like, I mean, come on, we got this little tiny bike, there's going to be a little vibration. But if I had those rubbers on right now, I would be in absolute trouble. So the other thing I wanted to mention is the clutch. I'm sure this can be adjusted, but I feel myself having to release it quite far to get it to catch the gear right there. And there is one thing I wish, again, we got a basic core bike here, right? But I love gear indicators, I really do. I'm sure once I ride the bike more and get used to it, I'll understand the sound and the feel. But again, kind of, oh dear, hold on. Right back there, when I didn't know which gear I was in, and kind of trugging along, just slow putting through that water. Right here, we'll just stay in second throughout all this. And here we go, right back onto the road. Now we're gonna go up to another off-road bit. That's, I don't wanna say technical, but there is a little bit more than that. A couple downhills, a lot more deeper sand, and we'll see how that handles there as well. But again, if you're just kicking around town, like, now I'm pinned. I got it pinned right here, and I'm gonna go 50. We're about to get on a road up here, which the speed limit is 65. So we'll see how that goes. Pinned out. We are pinned out right now. Okay, 40. I must be in 5th gear. Let me see. Yeah, 5th gear. Let me change my lane so I got some time, because I am not passing anybody like this. We are going 50, and again, I am fully pinned here. I probably shouldn't be pinning this bike down, topping it out before it's braking, but it's a Honda, right? So, all right, it took me a little while to get up to 50 there, so don't plan on taking this on any interstates or anything. I'd probably avoid as many highways as you can, but I don't look at it as a highway bike, you know? All right, we got to get up here and turn. Just give yourself that extra leeway, right? You got to ride this bike a little bit different than, say, a 300L even. Me, especially with my Triumph, right? It's a completely different bike. And you got to understand that. And there's not much vibration at all. Again, I'm not going at super high speeds by any means. I've got it up to 55 max, and it takes a sweet minute to get there. But it's not uncomfortably vibrating by any means. I like this at, like, at 45. I mean, I can go back on it, and I'm not going to pop a wheelie, or nothing's going to go crazy. You're not going to be able to get yourself in trouble with this bike. And that's a really nice thing, you know? This ain't your first bike, or you're just new to getting off-road, right? You don't want to be on a bike that feels like it's going to rip you off the back. It's happened to me before, my Africa Twin, 300L, stuff like that. This bike is going to be a confidence builder. It's really going to get you there. This isn't going to be your forever bike. This isn't going to be your one and done. This is either a kick-around bike or a learned bike. That's really what you're going to get right here. But on the road, again, if you know the limits of the bike, you'll be perfectly fine. Let's test it out on more off-road, and again, this gets a little bit more wobbly and a little more, again, just terrain changes. Oh, see, whoa. Okay, there we go. You know, the GoPros never picks up any of this terrain, but this one definitely has a little bit more movement on it here. Feels good. Suspension, yeah, it's a little soft, but I prefer soft suspension. All right, hold up here. Let me get back to you. This is that really soft sand. How's she gonna do? Okay. Ooh, okay. Not bad. Yeah, this sand is super deep and soft. Ah, I'm loving it. Nice. I'm gonna get off up here and show you guys my track. Wow, not much effort. Okay, let me stop. I want to show you guys that. I'm going to show you guys my track and just reiterate how good it was in that sand. Let's check the tires real quick. All right, so we got a little build up. Now I braked and gave myself a little skidzaroo there. So they build up a little bit. Anyways, let's look at these tracks. This is, oh, it's so slippery. So slippery. I'm just walking and it's slippery. Whew. I feel safer on the bike than myself walking. You see me just slipping here? Wow, okay. So here we go. The bike, look at that track. Look at that track right now. That's a truck or a regular tire. I kind of stayed in there, rut a little bit, but you can see theirs wasn't pressed down much. That is the best track I've had on this. And again, this is really soft, and you can just dig down. You can see how soft that sand is, and just look how nice that track is. I do pretty good on even my bigger bikes out here, my Triumph and stuff, but I got traction control and all sorts of stuff. We're just riding along, and I wasn't struggling. Second gear, I wasn't speeding, I wasn't going crazy, but again, nice straight lines through the sand, confidence. That's the thing this bike does for you, confidence. And that's the best thing about this bike, is just the confidence filler, right? Going through that sand, and again, I'm not an aggressive rider. You guys know I'm not an aggressive rider, but I love getting on these back roads and exploring, right? I mean, roads are roads. You can see a lot of fun things out there, but when you can take that random turn off the road, gosh, it just opens up your ride so much. And this bike is going to do that for many people looking to get into ADV riding, dual sport riding, just getting out, having a fun time. Heck, commuting, you know? It's really something special. It really is. This is the way I usually go. Let's go on and go this way. It looks a little more torn up, and let's see what we can get ourselves into. Oh, this don't look like much of a trail anymore. And that's where a little tiny bike like this comes into play, right? If I was on my Triumph, I'd be like, I'm not too sure what I'll get into down there. Can I get out of it? That's always in the back of your mind on a bigger ADV bike. On something like this, you're like, yeah, let's go. Don't know where this one goes, but I guess we're going. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Just don't show me any snakes, and I'll be fine. Oh, dear. Oof, it is swampy, swampy, swampy. I guess, do we keep going? Or do we stall? Let's just go through this and hope we... Oh. This is like a run out of water here or something. Oh, that went all up my leg. I don't know if this whole thing is like flooded out like this. That's something I go up here. Okay, this is seriously just flooded out back here. All right, hopefully that's the last of that. My legs are soaked. Whew. Oh, steady with me now. Steady, steady, steady. Almost lost the back end there. Okay. Yo, this is so sketchy. Oh, gosh. So sketchy. With this water. Swampy. Holy smokes, yo, it goes all the way back there? No, that's like... That must be where the water is. Okay, at least we're going up a hill now, so there shouldn't be any more water. Hopefully I don't got to go back through that and I can actually find a way out of this. Let's go this way. Again, you can see, okay, you know, I'm not even really stopping for the puddles anymore. Now I'm stopping because I'm so freaked out about snakes. Okay. You guys see what we're doing right now? This is what makes... Ouch, that was a pricker bush. Owie. Oh, all in my legs and arm. This is what makes this bike. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. What do you guys think? I really just... freaked out about snakes. Do snakes sleep during the day? Heck, we're going for it. Gonna catch a disease after going through all this stagnant water. Oh, Okay. I think that was a bad call. I'm sinking in. As you can see, we're in there pretty good. I gotta get it over here. Right to that edge is where I gotta get her. So, oh yeah, not bad. Whew. Okay, it's got a little loft, definitely up on the front by the tank. Whew. Oh, let's get that back tire out a little bit. Are we in neutral? Let me see. Okay. Whoo, doggy. I think I might just push it out of this. Whew. Let me get out of this. Oh. Then I gotta get a drink of water. Alright. Let's stop right here. I knew something like that would happen with me going through those puddles on that previous trail. That's why I didn't go through those puddles, because it's like that. Like you see the ground's cracked, like it's been there for a while, but when you get in it, whoop, you just drop down. You know, if I was on my bigger bikes, I would be done for. Pulling this out of that situation right there was easy. I mean, I'm huffing and puffing. It's hot as heck out here. And yeah, I'm pulling the bike out of the mud, so it's not like a cakewalk by any means. But compared to other bikes, even the 300L, it was so easy. You grab onto the rack that's included on the front, just pull it back to front, back to front, out of it, get on some solid ground or something, and you're good to go. Let me get another drink. We're gonna take a look at the bike real quick, look at our situation, and then find a way out of whatever trail we're on here. And here we go. This is what the bike looks like so far, going through that little bit of mud and muck and sand and everything we've gone through. I definitely need to get a skid plate. That's something I really need. I mean, there's no oil filter or anything, so, you know, not much to worry about, but you just want to protect what you can. So once I find a good skid plate, I know the Honda one's plastic. We don't want that junk. We want a nice metal one. Coming over here, you can see we got some good old mud built up back here. Tires are still, I think, doing a pretty good job here. Getting some buildup right down there by the suspension. Nothing bad by any means. Definitely kicking a little bit of dirt up. A little bit up there on my bag. I threw my bag and I got my little extra gas can. Since this thing doesn't have a fuel gauge. Those are the two things. Gear indicator and a fuel gauge are two things I would love, but again, we're buying a basic core. Anyways, let's go on down here. Let's walk down here and see this little situation that we had to get ourselves out of. So, okay, so there's our rut. Not bad. We were starting to get a little bit of traction there. Here we go. There's our rut. We got stuck. Okay, so there. We got stuck right there. If we would have came into here, oh man, we would have been in a heap of trouble. That stuff was almost going to the, you can see on my boots over here, right? We would have been in a heap of trouble. So again, right over there, we pulled it out, got to the side, got ourselves out and up, and man, the XR150L handled amazing so far. So again, talking about it not having a fuel gauge, I did a little research, and it seemed like people are saying you get around 200 miles per tank here, maybe a little bit more. I think 200 probably be the safe range. That's going to have to be something we're going to have to test here. But as you all saw back there, I carry my spare bottle just to play it safe, because not having a fuel gauge does make me a little bit nervous. But again, once we start riding it more and getting used to the bike and understanding it, we'll kind of get that. But it really depends on what are you doing. Are you gunning through sand and really working that throttle a lot? So let's get back on the trail right here, and we got to find a way to get out of here. Again, I don't know where I am right now. And back on the road again. That is so great about this bike, is being able to do what we just did, get on the road. It really feels like 50 miles an hour. It's kind of like that comfortable cruising speed on this 45, 50, right? I mean, if I try to gun it down, like, I mean, I'm pinned and it is struggling. So, I mean, the bike's not screaming crazy loud, but it seems like 50 is really that comfortable spot, you know? But man, it's doing everything really, really nice right now. I mean, on this small, tiny bike, I honestly wouldn't want to go too much faster, you know? It holds you back and really lets you take in your ride, the environment, the scenery, right? You're not gunning through it. You're really sitting back and enjoying your ride. I love this. It's almost like just tames you down a little bit. Hold up, one more test. I want to go on this road before we go back home and close out our thoughts on the bike. I want to test it on some regular gravel, like fire roads, which I think a lot of people end up riding on. This is kind of the stuff I ride my Triumph on, mainly here. Sometimes a little bit more technical, but I want to see how it handles here, which I'm sure it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, tires, nice grip on the tires. See how it takes a turn here. This is mildly loose, but of course, like I said, it just rained. Here we go. You're always in fifth gear by 40 miles an hour, unless you're gunning it. Maybe after braking period, you take it a little bit further, but oh yeah, I'm planted too. You know, I'm not real bouncy and wobbly. On my 300L, the 21-inch tire, right? I kind of felt that one. Of course, you got more knobby tires, but I felt that one bouncing around a little bit more. This one feels very planted. It really does. Again, being lower, and then you got the smaller front wheel, your center of gravity, your weight is really in the middle and planted, so you don't got that off-road wobble type of feel that you get in a lot of dual sports or, you know, even bigger ADV bikes. It's really, again, I've stated it over and over, very confidence-inspiring here. Let's see what happens if I gun the brakes up here at the end. I just want to see what happens. Okay, so not bad. Pretty good stopping distance right there. The back tire didn't go all sorts of crazy either. I just slammed them, and they came to a nice, manageable stop. Really nice yet again. So there we go, our first ride on the XR150L. And as you all can see throughout the video, I had an absolute blast. This is not a test ride from a dealer. This is not a media bike, a loaner bike. Again, I just got home from the dealer, paid cash for this bike, unloaded it, and just went on that ride with you guys. So that was a raw first impressions. We truly both, me and you, saw how this bike could handle. But in my book, I mean, the XR150L handled everything we put it through. That was a really fun ride. We had sand, we had mud, we had water, we had road, we had a little bit of everything, you know, and it got through it. And if we got into something, you know, you can get out of it. So you can go there and without really worrying. And that's the great thing about a small bike like this. Like, we got to understand, what is the XR150L? Well, it's a small, tiny, basic dual sport motorcycle, right? And when you understand what you're buying, it is a blast to ride. And as of right now, so far, I think it's well worth the money. Now again, this is a first impressions, not a review. So don't take it as a review. I had to put a few more miles on it, really spend some quality time with it to give it a review. This is just our core first ride, first impressions of this XR150L. I hope this video was able to help you out, and I hope you enjoyed the ride. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next adventure. Bye now.